of war, Thomas Paine said, "War involves in its progress such a train of unforeseen and unsupposed circumstances that no human wisdom can calculate the end. It has but one thing certain, and that is to increase taxes." He got the first part right. War does involve in its progress such a train of unforeseen and unsupposed circumstances that no human wisdom can calculate the end. He got the last two words right, increase taxes. But he messed the middle. It has but one thing certain, and that is to increase taxes. There are many certainties of war. A minor and insignificant certainty of war is taxes will increase. The major certainty of war is the death of innocents. A certainty of war, children will die and their mothers will weep. A certainty of war, soldiers will kill and be killed, and they will weep for their fallen brothers and sisters, and their mothers will weep. Normal human beings are not designed to kill other human beings. The great tragedy of war is it forces people to do what under peaceful circumstances they would never consider. War is waged by tyrants who call themselves leaders. There is a great difference between invading sovereign nations and defending your nation, state, or loved ones against the brutality of those trying to take away your freedom and life. In war, there is always the death of innocents. For that reason, we should always pursue peace. Andrew Jackson said, "Peace above all things is to be desired, but blood must sometimes be spilt to obtain it on equitable and lasting terms." When it comes to that spilling of blood, the Congress shall have power to declare war. Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution of the United States of America. When it comes to that spilling of blood, we as a people must thoughtfully and carefully weigh the inescapable consequences of war prior to committing American lives to the battlefield. In every war, innocent children will die, and their blood is on the hands of the leaders who refuse peace. In every war, long-term physical and emotional damage will come home with those who escape death on the battlefield. The blood of the dead are on the hands of the leaders who refuse peace. The physical and emotional damage to those who return home are on the hands of the leaders who refuse peace. When it comes to that spilling of blood, we as a people must ask, is the life and well-being of our people actually being threatened? If not, we must avoid involvement. If so, our government must pursue every avenue and do everything in its considerable power to pursue a peaceful solution. If a peaceful solution is in fact unattainable, we must ask, do the inevitable, horrific consequences of war justify our involvement? If not, we must avoid involvement. We must never ever forget that our Department of Defense is for defense. We must steadfastly avoid putting lives in jeopardy for any other purpose. Let us go to the supreme law of the land, the Constitution of the United States of America. The preamble, we the people provide for the common defense. Article 1, Section 8. The Congress shall have power to provide for the common defense. Article 1, Section 8. The Congress shall have power to provide for calling forth the militia to execute the laws of the Union, suppress insurrections, and repel invasions. Article 1, Section 10. No state shall engage in war unless actually invaded or in such imminent danger as will not admit of delay. Article 1, the preamble. The preamble, provide for the common defense. Article 1, Section 8, provide for the common defense, protect within our borders, protect within our borders, protect against invasions of our border. Article 1, Section 10, protect against invasions of our borders, protect against danger at our borders. Article 6 of the Constitution. This Constitution shall be the supreme law of the land, and the judges in every state shall be bound thereby, anything in the constitutional laws of any state to the contrary notwithstanding. The senators and representatives before mentioned, and the members of the several state legislatures, and all executive and judicial officers, both of the United States and of the several states, shall be bound by oath or affirmation to support this Constitution. Any senator or representative at the federal and state level, any of the executive and judicial officers of the United States or the 50 states that refuse to support, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States of America are guilty of tyranny. We the people must not ignorantly and foolishly continue to vote Democrats and Republicans into office. They are the problem, and if you vote for them ignorantly and foolishly, you're the problem. Save our young, save our future. Save our children, save our soldiers. In memory and honor of all of our fallen soldiers and our fighting soldiers, I would like to read from Abraham Lincoln, the Gettysburg Address. 87 years ago, our fathers brought forth upon this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who here gave their lives that that nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here have consecrated it far above our poor power to add or detract. The world will little note nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living, rather, to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be dedicated here to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion, that we here highly resolve that those dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. We, the people, must continue our revolution that started in 1776. It is time to take back our country, our power, and our Constitution. It will not take money. It will not take guns for we the people to take back our great republic. It will only take courage at the ballot box to get out of your current political ditch and a pen. Vote Paul Pettis president, and together we the people can have a revolution that has not been seen since 1776. Victory for the revolution, 1776. Let's do it again. This time it will be perfect. It will be for every American citizen. We need more peace and compassion. We need more kindness and understanding. We need justice for everyone. My name is Paul Pettis. I wrote most of this message. My name is Paul Pettis. I approve all of this message.